Z93, today's classic rock. Good morning and welcome to the program. It is your morning rush with Scotty Perry. Happy Tuesday, 1 down, 4 to go. Today on the show, I'm going to tell you how much money you need to make annually to be rich, according to some people. A man who has an emotional support alligator and more. But first, here's Radiohead. Z93, today's classic rock. Let me ask you a question here this morning. How much money do you need to make to be rich? Or rather, how much money do you need for people to think you're rich? Well, a new study asked people what salary someone should have to earn to be rich, and the majority of the answers were from about $90,000 to $100,000 per year. And the majority of people believe that being poor means you make less than $30,000 a year. That means there's lots of poor people here in radio. All right, next we're checking in with HudsonValleyWeather.com. We'll also see how that ride to work in school is moving along. Some Evanescence, Pink Floyd, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers on Z93. Z93, today's classic rock. Good morning. It is your morning rush with Scotty Perry. Is there anybody besides me that think this whole service animal thing is getting a little out of hand? There's a guy now in Pennsylvania who has an emotional support alligator. He says the gator is so domestic he acts like a dog. And the guy even takes him to senior citizen centers to spend time with people there. Because, you know, who doesn't want to pet a living leathered handbag? All right, here's Danzig. Z93, today's classic rock. So social media has gotten nothing but bad press for the past few years, but it's not curbing our addiction at all. According to a new survey, almost 1/3 of Americans post, like, or share on social media more than 10 times a day, every day, and 86% of us still use social media at least once a day because we're addicted. All right, next we're checking in with HudsonValleyWeather.com. We'll also see how that ride to work in school is moving along. Some Green Day, Ozzy, and Nirvana on Z93. Z93, today's classic rock. Good morning. It is your morning rush with Scotty Perry, and the free-to-play video game Fortnite made $2.4 billion last year, which is the most annual revenue of any game in history. The next closest free-to-play game only made $1.5 billion, and that makes me hate Fortnite even more. Here's the Black Crowes. Z93, today's classic rock. And the average NFL fan spends 46 hours a month thinking, talking, or reading about their favorite NFL team. 79% have rooted for the same team since birth. 41% have watched all of their team's games this year. And 75% of all NFL fans think that their team will win the Super Bowl next year. All right, next we're checking in with HudsonValleyWeather.com. Plus, we'll see how that ride to work in school's moving along. AC/DC, Linkin Park, and the Foo Fighters on Z93. Z93, today's classic rock, and that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. Up next at 10 a.m., you got my man Gary C. He brings you right up till 2 p.m. That's when the Tig Man takes over, and I will see you back here again tomorrow morning beginning at 6 a.m. for your morning rush. So until then, you stay classy, Hudson Valley.